So we are headed into day 3 of the Manitoba Thresherman's reunion. Haven't done a lot of videoing ourselves here, but we have seen a lot of things, had a really good time so far. Not sure we're going to stay for day 4. It's gotten hot here. Heat index today is supposed to be 100.4 Fahrenheit. There's some buildings we haven't hit yet. That's just how much stuff is going on here. We've been here for 2 days. Yesterday we stayed for the rodeo, so we were here from before 9 o'clock till 10:30 or something. And that was followed by the Spark Show, which was really cool. We're just going to try to finish up today before it gets really hot. So we're going into the first building here. I've not been in here. Dave walked through the other day. It's a trade show and some equipment apparently. Looks like that's original paint. Somebody kept that inside when they weren't using it.
Yeah.
That's nice. There's some of Canada's unique snow equipment. So these were not considered to be full-on combines, right? Because they didn't cut it themselves. This was separate.
Well, the header on these was a pickup header, not a car.
Right, so it would have been cut first. Are these the ones in the parade yesterday? No, they're outside, aren't they?
This one here is a cutter head on that one. Nancy Harris.
That one's got a cutter head. So it ends up these are all owned by one family. Or were at one time. Hello.
Alrighty. This is a clipper combine here, the Massey Harris clipper. I had to look it up. I think it's one of the very first self-propelled combines that they had. The steering wheel has a cable attached to it, and it comes down under the operator's platform, and you can follow the cable. And it comes down here by the sheave and down to the frame, and then goes back to the back. And there's a little gearbox back there that the cable wraps around to steer the rear wheels.
I wonder if that has something to do with the fact that kind of copying the belts and stuff from the threshers. I mean,
yeah.
They didn't have all those linkages and stuff. It was all belts and cables. What we got in the back?
These here are the newer ones. And these go back into the 80s. This is 860. The dad had an 850 on the farm here before he passed away. Yeah, right here. It's an 850 on this side. That's the one dad had.
Got a saddle tank engine here, made by Vulcan Iron Works. So here is their transportation museum. First cart was made in Pemberton Post in 1801. Saying during the Depression, people, I guess they sold the engines in their cars for scrap. Or just took the engine out to lighten the weight and went back to using horses with their cars. Got a cutaway of a steam boiler here.
This is a case stationary.
These are they all stationary engines here?
No, that one's not.
Okay.
This one you had to pull.
Right.
That's a steam boiler for that thing.
Right. So that could have been used on a mill or something like that. Just
Right.
something that didn't need to be moved all the time.
This is actually another case too.
We saw the cable steering on the Massey Ferguson or Massey Harris. I think it was Massey Harris. Here we have chain steering with an auger. So what are we running?
International Type M.
And that is
McCormick. That's a big grain elevator blower.
okay.
Yeah, when it gets really hot, that thing's real handy.
Green corkboard. We found another building full of steam engines. Looks like a couple of them have been pulled out to be used in the show. That's what's great about this place compared to some of the other ones we've been to. They actually work on these and try to keep some of them running. One of the guys yesterday said it's getting harder and harder because 125-year-old equipment. You gotta be recertified every few years, and it just gets harder and harder to keep it running. What is this? New Giant. Is that a G? Giant?
New Giant. Yeah, that's something that's one we've never seen.
It's a Giant, all right.
Well, the stationary swing display, if we ever have it, is stuff like this. Put it down. I think it's
Oh, something. Geo White.
George White. That's what that stands for. George White. Hello,
Where are you guys from?
Maryland.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a long drive.
We're a long way from home, yeah.
Well, this is the engine, is a George White. They had a distribution in Brandon. switches to the west. Where'd you come in from?
The west. Yeah, we came through Brandon, I
So
think.
yeah, that was a distribution center, and they were built in London, Ontario.
Okay, okay. So we didn't know if that was London, England, or London, Ontario. Okay.
London, Ontario.
London, Ontario. Okay.
And it's a George White. This is the engine I started on in 1970. And now it's a static display, and we hope to get it back online, but everything takes time.
Yeah, lots of. There's a priority list, right?
Oh yeah.
Things get bumped around.
Yeah. But it's a sweet little engine. For this age, it's perfect now because everything's like this. No going this high and then doing that.
How old?
How old is that? I honestly don't know the year.
Well, I'm gonna guess between 1910
It'll be
and
100.
1912.
Okay,
It's
at least-
over
it's over
100
100 years old.
Yeah.
It's excuse me. Sorry.
You're fine. Let's see what he's looking at here.
Oh, it's a two-row lap seam boiler, so that puts it pre-1912.
Oh, pre-1912.
Yeah.
So when it gets restored, I heard him talking yesterday about the rivets changing to welds. Will that have to happen? Is that some kind of a certification thing? Okay.
Oh, but that's a brand new boiler over there, so it's completely welded.
Okay.
The rivets that are on there are called they're fake rivets. We call them frivets,
Okay.
and they're just glued on with a welder. You know, they don't carry any strength. They're just there for looks.
Oh, okay. How long's it been since it ran?
So did you guys want to operate this one today?
2001,
Okay, so 4 years.
2002,
20 years anyways.
24 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the trouble with stuff that's 100 years old. It takes a lot of maintenance to keep them running.
Yeah, yeah.
And with government policies, there are always way more to do and 3 times as much paperwork
How often do they have to be recertified?
Every year.
every year.
Every year.
Yeah, and they're on a cycle for different inspections. There's about five inspections that we have to go through, but they've got a 3-year cycle, and then there's a plumbing cycle, and there's a fusible plug cycle, and there's
NDE cycle, and there's
Yeah.
a hydro cycle, and you know, some of them are 3 years, and some of them are 5 years.
and then if the inspector of the day can come out and say, yeah, that's what's on the cycle, but I think we should do this.
Ah,
And you're committed to it. Like, inspector of the day rules on everything.
gotcha.
Yeah. So
Do-
we
do
don't
you-
want to make them mad at us.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
So, like, after a couple days, we just put bandages on our tongues and we're good to go.
Do you know how many units the museum actually has in operation? Steam units?
Yeah, we have the museum owns 3 of the existing engines that are run. The rest of them are private that come in, and there's 1 private that stays here. And we probably have the potential to put about 3 more in service, and we have 1 running on air.
Okay.
God,
Yeah.
but that'd be
Right,
number
right.
That's
four.
aside
Yeah,
from
we
that.
saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a first-year venture for that, and with that doing that and seeing how it's working, we have at least 1 other engine that we're contemplating doing the same thing with. Maybe on a rotation, take 1 out one day and 1 out
We
another
only
day.
have 1 air compressor.
You know, or the big thing is if you get, they often get lots of bus tours coming through from Quebec or wherever, and they come in here with 60 people. Well, they want to see something run.
Sure.
So this way, you start up the air compressor, you can run the engine around. And
Right,
show
because
them
it takes
ran.
how long to get one done fired up with wood?
Wood is it's at least an hour and a half.
Hour and
If
a half.
it's cold water and it hasn't run for a while, it could be 2.5. You know,
Gotcha.
Air compressor is 15 seconds.
yeah.
So does that change the inspection cycle, running it on air, or is it still the same?
It's no longer using the boilers, so the boiler inspector has lost all interest.
Yeah.
How interesting.
We just run the air compressor and run it through the piston so it runs the drive.
Sure.
Yeah. But it does blow the whistle.
I saw that. Yeah, we saw that yesterday in the parade. That's what he was saying. Like
We've had lots of good comments on it this year, and it's only ran for a couple of days. So
my opinion, and it's just my opinion, it's not the same.
Oh,
it's
no.
just not the same.
I know one of
yeah.
the engineers just
Opinion is the same as
says, I
everybody's
gotta
opinion.
smell
Yeah.
that steam and smoke.
Yeah. So we're being from Maryland, and where we go to see this kind of stuff is Kinzer's in Pennsylvania, and you get that coal scent. Totally different, but you know, I guess there's no coal here, but
all the engines that are running here
comes from
have
Pennsylvania.
yeah, but it's not native. It's not native.
The good stuff. Actually,
Yeah.
the native stuff comes from Saskatchewan, and it's
Okay.
not very good.
It's a soft coal.
Gotcha.
Strip mining, so it's.
We should be back. We're headed that way. It's about 3 weeks from now to Rough and Tumble. That's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
We've went to that 25, 30 times. So we like that. So
We have probably about 8 coming up in the States
We had 8 up
for
yeah.
at our one meeting that showed up, and they're all here doing whatever they can. Yeah, so
glad to keep alive, because if not, you know, the young kids they don't.
Well, yeah.
You know, it's just all forgotten. And we've enjoyed this.
So we got a Waterloo here. Got some John Deere colors on it. That was a precursor, or they merged with John Deere. Not 100% sure of the history, but I do know that's linked to John Deere. We got a Nichols and Shepherd. Another Nichols and Shepherd. These are some big engines. Look at the length on this one. We go back to case. Able engine and thresher. Emerson Grantingham Company, Rockford, Illinois. There's another George White, the gentleman we were telling us about, sitting outside. The smaller version. And a Rumley. We think of Rumley as oil pull, the gas engine. But they made steam boilers too, steam engines.
There's a factory error here where they appear to have exchanged the location of this through stay with the location of this tricock. Happened in 1916. And so that changes the geometry of the backhead, which changes the maximum allowable working pressure on things.
Oh wow.
But I've done an analysis on it using a 1920 set of regulations, and turns out that what you do is you draw radial lines from, you take the midpoint between any of these two and run a radial line up to the stage surface boundary. The stage surface boundary itself is subject to argument, depending on which book you look in. And then you draw lines down like this, and then over here to halfway between here and the nearest state, and back up again, and you end up with these trapezoids. And each trapezoid represents an area that is supported by a stay. Okay. Have you ever heard of a Voronoi diagram?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we're doing here.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the, if you think about it, these are the seed points, and here and here and here. Those are the seed points of the Voronoi diagram, and that's giving us anything within a polygonal section is closer to the seed point than it is to any other seed point. That's the way that works. So that's what you're doing, and it turns out that this turns out not to be a problem. The biggest area is this one right here. And that doesn't change when this guy moves.
Okay. Did you convince the inspector of that?
I did.
You did. Good.
Wow. Good for you.
Manitoba Thresherman's Museum car show at the reunion. We found another shed full of threshing machines. So this one is the George White and Sons Company, the same one as the steam engines. We were talking to the gentleman earlier.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was mentioning because they've been kept inside and taken very well care of. This is the original paint. Everything, and they took a lot of pride in their threshers back in the day. And this was a company that sold it. Everything is hand pinstriped and it's hand lettered. And it's just amazing that this thing is probably 130, 40 years old, and it's still well, all the painting on here is just beautiful.
They said the parts were manufactured in London, Ontario, and it was shipped on rail and put together, assembled here. At least that's the way it was with the steam engine.
If you look close, everybody, Kim has a hold of the lines in the back just in case, but Katie is driving them. Good work for a youngster. There is only one entrant in this particular class, ladies and gentlemen. So this is more of a showcase than anything else. Giving you the opportunity to see our largest pitch in competition at the Manitoba Clydesdale.
Here is the display field. Some of them are gone, or they're gone for the weekend, already gone home here on Saturday afternoon, or if they're using them out in the show somewhere. They may very well be using them out in the show. There's John Deere on the dyno, some other tractors being used right now.
Grain elevator in Manitoba, 1877.
He built an elevator of 25,000 bushel capacity and a hotel.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Something to do when you're not harvesting grain.
This was some kind of signal. It said dial to the Gerber. Just had a thing up on there. I guess these were the bin markers here. Which we've been back when that's how you open and close them with the gates. All the chutes coming down.
Yeah. Shine your light in there. Shine your light in there.
And this is sitting on a scale platform. Because here's the scale.
And a hole in the bottom.
want to stay with him.
So everything worked on gravity, right? At this point,
Once you got it up top.
which elevated it up top.
Actually, somewhere along in here there had to been a mill. Let me see flashlight. Here's a hit and miss here. It's run. There's a bell. I can see.
Well, it run the elevator, Dave. It didn't run the mill. It run the elevator. This is not a mill. This is a storage
Oh,
bin.
okay. Well, see, it runs. There's a. If you can get down underneath here in the right room, there's a pulley. There's a pulley here running off of the hit and miss out to that way. So I guess then it must have been a chain elevator run to the top there. You remember the old 62 we had? That's
Yeah, it looks exactly like it.
Exact same dash.
Yeah.
That gas tank in behind the gas seat, or in behind the seat.
Sunday morning, we hit the pancake breakfast on the grounds, and then we loaded up and headed back across the border into the States. Come along next week as we learn the history of this piece, learn how it was used to save lives, was lost, and then found. And as always, let's keep rolling.